Welcome to Coding Commanders. I'm Commander Candy, and today we're going to talk all about strings. This includes string operators, the difference between single and double quotes, as well as some bonus string material. Also, because Coding Commanders is the Medalist Programming Tutorial Show, we are going to have a special guest today. Commander Lil G, the medalist goat around, is going to be joining us.
Coding Commanders.
So we're going to learn today about some string operators. Do you remember your data types? Strings are a type of data made of characters. And next we're going to talk about the assignment operator. It's going to be dot equals for a string. Okay, next I'm going to do the dot equals assignment operator, which is going to add to a string. It's going to put something else at the end. In this example, we have $sign to return, dot equals $sign points, semicolon. So whatever's in to return is going to stay there. And then it's going to be appended by $sign points. That's going to go after it. I use $sign to return as an example because in my applications, I tend to use that a lot when you're going through the logic and you're going to have a return message, but there might be different parts of the return message determined in different parts of your code. Yes. Like say you were going to do an assessment of somebody, right? And then there might be different areas. Say they're being assessed on customer service, coming to work on time, and how many cars they sell. So there's going to be a block of code, and then at the end of the block of code, you're going to determine one part of their assessment, which is going to be one part of the return message. You can just keep adding to return, and then when the next function or block of code comes out, determining the next part of their assessment, you can just add that to return. See what I'm saying? Okay, now I'm in PHP Fiddle. I'll leave the link to this page in my video description so you can run the code. I'll also leave a link to my playlist on how to set up a LAMP stack programming environment. Pretty soon, that's what I'm going to be using again in the videos. I do recommend having your own programming environment set up by the time we get to PHP Post so we can do projects together. So we have $goat equals Lil G. $programmer equals Robin Silver. I hope I spelt your name right. I didn't check first. I'm a bad speller. Now I'm going to make another variable called $guests. And I'm going to set that equal to a string. My guests to date include. Okay, let's echo $guests. So when we echo out guests, it's going to display my guests to date include : space. So what I want to do is I want to add at the end of $guests after my guests to date include, I want it to say Little G and Robin Silver because those are the two guests I've had to date. If you haven't seen my other videos, there's an HTML tag BR, which inserts a line break. So the next bit of code we run will come on the next line. Let's echo $guests dot equals $goat. When we echo out $guests dot equals goat, we get my guests to date include : space Little G. See, it took the value inside of $goat and stuck it at the end of what my string used to include. I'm going to make another variable, call it $between, and I'm going to have that equal space and space. When we echo $guests dot equals $between, and then I actually changed it at the end. Instead of putting BR, I put dot, and then in quotations \n, and now $guests dot equals programmer. Oops, let me put echo there. Echo. Now when we echo out $guests, it's going to say my guests to date include : space Little G and space Robin. We're going to learn about concatenation. What that does, it's kind of like glue to stick together parts of like a string you want to return. You can combine different variables, and you can combine different variables with string literals, and I'll show you that. So as you can see, this is an example of concatenation. We're doing echo. And then in quotes, we have name, colon, space, which is a string literal. Then we do space dot. You don't need the space for it to work, but it's standard. You know, it looks a lot nicer if you put a space in. So there's space dot, then another space, then $name, semicolon. And that's how you're going to do concatenation. You could combine different variables together in one print statement, or you can mix string literals with variables, whatever. Let's see this goat. If you see my message on the board, $goat equals little g. Okay, we're going to start with our PHP tags. If you didn't know that, you probably have to go back and watch the earlier videos in my Intro to PHP playlist. First, let's do a couple of variables. Let's do some concatenation. Goat equals little g. Now let's go ahead and I want to echo out commander little g. I'm going to echo out commander as a string literal, followed by the value contained in $goat. Echo, and then in quotation marks, we're going to put commander, then space dot, space. Remember the concatenation, that dot, that's the glue that's holding our string together. And now we're going to type $goat. Now let's run. Okay, here you go, but I forgot to put a space between commander and little g. But I can just go ahead and space, run, boom. Okay, next I'm going to go over single versus double quotes. This lesson is on a different page. It's on my Echo lesson, which I will also link in the video description. First, let's declare a couple variables. $game title is going to equal Wolfenstein, and $stars is going to equal 5. First, let's look at what happens when we have a variable name. Here in double quotes, we have I played $game title today. Here in single quotes, we have I played $game title today. So what's the difference in the output? In the double quotes, it's going to print out I played Wolfenstein today. But with the single quotes, it's just going to print it as a regular old string. It's going to print I played $game title today. Again, $goat equals little g. When we run that, it says I love little g, right? But let's say I don't want $goat evaluated. Let's go ahead and put a backslash in front of $goat. Now when we run it, it says I love $goat. So you can use a backslash to escape a character that's going to be evaluated, but you do not want to be evaluated. You want it to just display as a literal. There is a homework assignment at the end of my written lesson. I suggest you check it out to make sure that you fully understand today's lesson. Thank you for joining me and Commander Little G. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below. Don't forget to check out my social media. Check out all the links that I leave in the video description. Remember, going to my video description, it's a little bit like Christmas came early. I leave all sorts of goodies there for you, so make sure you check it out. I hope you guys had fun today with me and Lil G. I know I had a blast. Don't forget to do the homework on my website. Until next time, happy coding. He's so metal. He's my buddy, Little G. Whoa, 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 buddy. He's rambunctious. Me and him, though, we get along. Better not headbutt me after I said we get along. Seems a little rambunctious today.